So we were discussing about small basics. Okay. So now we are going to start our final lessons related to grade 7 curriculum. So in the grade 11 curriculum, you have to learn about loops. Okay. You have already learned conditions in grade 6. But however, via this presentation and this discussion, I would like to cover both conditions and loops related to small basic. Okay. So let's start. So estimated time is 2 hours. So I would like to take this hour and also the first period of the tomorrow. There's another hour to cover all these theories and practicals. Okay. Okay, conditions and loops. First we focus about conditions, then we move to loops. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In this lesson, you will learn how to write programs that carry out different instructions based on whether one or more logical conditions are true. You will learn what is this. Okay. So write programs that repeat instructions until specific event occurs. Let's see. Conditions in small basic programs. So they are asking a question. Would you like to specify conditions that control how your program runs or whether it runs at all? Let's look at the following program. Okay. So in this program, it says if clock dot day is equal 1 and clock dot month equal 1, then text window right line happy new year. So normally in the 1st of January, okay, in a year 1st of January, we wish to others as happy new year, because 1st of January we celebrate the new year, normally new year all around the world. Okay, it's not about our Sinhala Tamil new year, it's a new year. Okay, to all the people in the world, they celebrate normally in the 1st of January, on the 1st of January, the new year. Okay, so 1st of January means January means the month is first month. Okay, and the 1st of January means the day is also the first day. So when the day is number 1 and month is number 1, it means 1st of January. So on that day we should wish like happy new year. Okay, so in here you can see, let's see. So this program instructs the computer to display happy new year only if today is January 1st. Okay, so this happy new year, okay, happy new year will be displayed in the test window if the day is January 1st. If the day is today, it means today is 19th of July. This happy new year praise will not be displayed, because this praise only be displayed on 1st of January. Okay, notice that this program contains the if, then and n if keywords. So now we are going to learn about conditions. In conditions we use these keywords. Now you can see here if, here also then, and another word n if. So if means start of the condition, end if means end of the condition. So start of the condition is specified as the keyword if, end of the condition is specified as the keyword end if, and there is another keyword in between then. Okay, now let's write a program in which you specify an alternative action to perform if the condition is false. Okay, so here before moving to this slide, I would like to tell you something extra. So in a condition, okay, so so I like to use a pen. Okay, now you can see there is if, okay, and also then and if. Those are keywords. Now our topic is conditions, no, conditions in small basic programs. So here, what is the condition? There are two conditions. First one is day should be equal to month. Okay, yeah, if we consider about a date, so today's date is 19th of July 2022 or 19-7-2022. Okay, so the day should be equal to 1. Okay, it's a one condition. And another condition is month also should be equal to 1. If the day and the month equal to 1, that date becomes January 1st. So this should be the condition. Okay, so in conditions, okay, we are dealing with conditions now. There should be a condition. So this is the condition. Day should be equal to 1 and month should be equal to 1. There are two conditions. Day should be equal to 1, month equal to 1. Okay, month should be equal to 1, and these two conditions should be happen at once. Okay, that's why we have joined these two conditions using AND word. Okay, AND word, because these two should be happen at the same time. So altogether from here, clock dot day equal to 1 and clock dot month equal to 1, from here to here represents the condition related to this if clause. Okay, so if this condition satisfies, then execute this one. That is the that is the meaning of this structure. Okay, if this condition satisfies, okay, if this condition is satisfied, then execute this statement. What is the statement? Text window dot write line happy new year. It means output this happy new year praise to the text window, or display this happy new year praise in the text window. That is the statement. So I am again saying that if this condition fulfills, or if this condition is satisfied, then execute this statement. When this execution, what is the execution? Display this happy new year praise in the text window. That is it. Okay, okay, let's move to the other slide. Okay, now let's write a program in which you specify an alternative action to perform if the condition is false. Okay, so so another example. Okay, let's see. So I think you can see this one. Okay, so here there are two if structures. Okay, this is the first one and this is the second one. Okay, and this is a quite different to the previous one. Okay, so it says this one, clock dot hour. Clock dot hour means current hour. Now our current hour is, what is, now the time is 9 past 27 minutes now. So the our current time hour is 9 a.m. So if the hour less than 12, it means So normally we are in the morning we are asking this type of questions. Did you have your breakfast? So in the afternoon after 12, we should not ask a question like this. Did you have your breakfast? Instead, we should ask, did you have your lunch? Okay. After 6 p.m., afternoon 6, instead of this one, we should ask, did you have your supper or did you have your dinner, like that? Okay. So in this first if structure, it says if the current hour, if the hour of the clocks is less than 12, it means in the morning session. If the time is in the morning session, then this question should be displayed. Did you have your breakfast? Okay. So with this keyword end if, that this structure terminates. Okay. Now another if structure. If the hour of the hour related to the current time is less than greater than 12, then we should ask, did you have your lunch? Okay. So in the afternoon session, we should ask, did you have your lunch? Okay. Likewise. So depending on when you run the program, okay, depending on the time, okay, here you can see the time. So depending on the time, the computer displays one of the following results. Okay. So so did you have your breakfast? So if we run this program now in the morning session, this, did you have your breakfast? After 12, this will be displayed, did you have your lunch? Likewise. Okay. Okay. So let's try that one. Okay, before moving to another part, let's try that one. Okay. So here we can ask if, okay, if, I think you can see the window. Okay. If what it says, clock dot hour. Okay. Clock, this one, clock dot. So under clock, in the previous example, we use year, date, day, and here we should use hour. Okay. Is less than 12. Okay. So then we should ask, then if this is the condition, okay, after condition we should put then keyword. Okay, then keyword. So keywords are displayed in blue color. You can see that here also and here also. Okay. So after that, if this condition satisfies, if this condition is satisfied, then this statement should be displayed. What is this statement? Text window dot write line. What should be written? Okay. Within parentheses, within inverted commas, we should include the question. Did you have your breakfast? This, okay. Did you have your breakfast? So after that, we should end. Okay. We should end this if structure. So to indicate the end of the structure, we should put end if clause. Okay, like this. Okay. So I would like to save this one. Okay. So this is let's say conditions. Okay. Conditions. end if. So the other one is also same thing like this. Okay, so I would like to copy down the whole structure. Okay, copy down the whole structure and paste it below. Okay, using a control plus V. Now instead of less than 12, here it should be greater than 12. Okay, so after 12 we should ask, did you have your lunch? Instead of breakfast, we should ask this question, did you have your lunch? So let's run this program. Now we have saved that one. Let's run. So now we are in the morning session now, before 12. Okay, so did you have your breakfast? Okay, so after 12, if I run this program, it means if the clock time of this program is after 12, this question will be displayed. So I can change this time. Okay, let's change the time and let's run this program again and see the results. Okay, so date and time. When we move to date and time setting, we can change our date and time. Okay, so current date and time set automatically on. Instead of that, change. So let's, instead of 9, instead of 9 AM, let's put this as 1 PM. Okay, change. Now you can see here the date and time is 1 PM. Now let's run this program again. Now let's see the output. Did you have your lunch? Now you can see that. Did you have your lunch? Here you can see that. Did you have your lunch? Because now that clock time is, what is it? 1 PM after 12. So after 12, this condition satisfies. This condition fails. As this condition fails, this will not be displayed. Instead of that, as this condition satisfies, this statement will be executed and this question will be displayed. Okay, I am running it again. Okay, now you can see that instead of did you have your breakfast, now it is displayed did you have your lunch. Okay, okay, now again let's change our time, set it automatically. Okay, now you can see it's 9:36. If I run the program now again, now they are asking, did you have your breakfast? Because now we are having 9:36 AM. We are in the morning session. Okay, okay, so that's how these conditions work. Okay, so up to this point, if you have any questions, please switch on your mics. Please ask if you have any questions regarding this if structure. Esadi, Anusara, Sankalpa, if you have any questions, please ask. Okay, Sanoli, Senelka. Okay, silence means you don't have any questions. Okay, I would like to carry on. Okay, let's go to the presentation again. Okay, in programming you can do the same thing in more than one way. As a programmer, you can choose the best way. Okay, so in this example you might have noticed that the second condition in the program repeats a lot of information in the first condition. So let's reduce the repetition by using else keyword. Okay. Okay, so here let's compare these two code segments. You can see that here. Okay, this structure, if structure is repeated twice, if structure is repeated twice, instead of repeating twice, we can modify the code segment like this. instead of repeating, we can use else keyword. Okay, else keyword. So let's move to the here. You can see that. Okay, both programs give the same result, but you can use fewer keyword if you use the else keyword. Okay, if you use the else keyword. Okay, so here instead of putting same if structure twice, I can modify this code segment like this. Okay, I can use else keyword. So here, if this condition satisfies, it means if the time is in the morning session before 12 o'clock, this question should be displayed. So if the time is opposite to this condition, it means after 12 o'clock, this question should be displayed. So if this condition satisfies, it means in the morning session. Opposite time means else. Okay, so instead of putting another if structure, I can modify this structure like this. Okay, after this statement, okay, instead of putting end if, I can put else keyword. Okay, else keyword, and I can put this statement right under the else statement, and after that I can close the if structure. Okay, now you can see this. If this condition satisfies, this statement should be executed. It means this question should be displayed. Okay, else means if this condition fail, if this condition fails, okay, it means condition is failed means our is greater than 12. So if this condition passes means less than 12, else represents the failure of this condition. It means greater than 12, this one. So instead of putting a statement like this, we can use simply the else keyword to take the opposite meaning of this condition. So if this condition satisfies, display this question. Else, it means clock hour is greater than 12, like this. Then display this question. Did you have your lunch? Okay. So instead of writing if structure twice, I can include both the statements, both these questions in the same structure using else keyword. Okay. Yes, I will upload this recording to as a YouTube video to your WhatsApp group, and in the YouTube video description you can have a link. You will find a link to download this PPT, and also now I'm like to send this PPT to the chat also. Okay, from the chat also you can download this. Okay, now I am sending it. Conditions and rules. Okay, so it is sending. Yes, now you can download it from the chat also. Okay, I have sent it to everyone, so all of you can download it. Okay, so instead of writing a structure twice, we can combine those structures using else keyword. Why we can combine those structures? Because these two conditions are two opposite conditions. So if this condition is satisfied, this question should be displayed. Else means if the hour is opposite to this condition, it means greater than 12, like this question should be displayed. So instead of writing this structure, we can put else keyword and combine those two structures. So we don't need this structure now. So I like to delete that. Okay. So it's in the chat. Okay. So here you can see that one. I have sent it to everyone. Okay. So in the chat, please find that. So if you have any problem, I like to send it again. Okay. Conditions and doors. Now find it. Senilka, now find it. Oh, then I will send it to your WhatsApp group.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay. I will send it to your WhatsApp group. Okay. Don't mind. Okay. Now we have made some changes to the previous code segment. Let's check whether the structure behaves as the same like earlier. Okay. Okay. Let's run this program. Now it's 9:44 now. So this question should be displayed. It's because before 12 o'clock. Now let's run this program. Now you can see that. Did you have your breakfast? Okay. Now let's change the time, date and time. So it should be 1 p.m. Okay. So I have changed that one. Time after 12 o'clock. Okay. So let's run this. So now I have used else keyword. It means if this condition fails, instead of this question should be displayed. If this condition passes, this question should be displayed. Else means opposite of this condition. It means hour after 12 o'clock, like 1 p.m. Okay. Else, it means this condition fails. This question should be asked. Now it's 1:01. Now let's see. Now you can see this. Did you have your lunch? Okay. Okay. So likewise, instead of writing if structures twice, we can combine those structures using else keyword because in those two structures they had two opposite conditions, less than 12 and greater than 12. That's why we have able to combine those two structures using else keyword. Okay. So let's look at another example. So here in this example, it asks a questions, enter a number. So then user will enter a number and that number will read, and likewise I mean the k. So so I like to okay, so I like to do this practical using the small basic application, this one. So okay, so here a new one. Okay, it says text window dot write enter a number. Okay, text window dot write. Okay, right, instead of write we can use write line. Okay, so within parentheses, within inverted commas, it asks enter a number. Okay, So what is the behavior of this statement? So text window, okay, text window will display this phrase, enter a number. So user will see the phrase enter a number. Then user will type a number and press enter button. So after entering a number by user, we should catch that number. Okay, we should store that number. For that purpose, we are writing this statement. So let's imagine that number is stored in the variable number. So this is a variable. Okay, this variable is created to store the number that that has been entered by the user. Okay, so number equals text window read number. Okay, text window dot read number. Okay, so after displaying enter a number command, okay, in the text window, user will enter a number. Okay, user will enter a number. So that number should be identified and stored. So to identify that number, we are using this statement. We are giving a command to text window. Text window, read the number. Read number. Read number means read the number which has been entered by the user. Okay. So text window will read that number, and this equal sign means assign or give or store that value. It means the number value inside this variable number. Okay. So after that, so in this program, we are going to check whether the number entered by the user is even or odd. Okay, the number entered by the user is even or odd. Okay, so after that we are going to calculate, do a calculation. Okay, so here I would like to use another variable called remainder. Okay, you know, in mathematical divisions, when you divide numbers, there are remainders, no? Okay, so with that meaning, I am using a variable, I am creating a variable called remainder. Okay, so remainder equals here this number is divided by, not divided, remainder by 2. Okay, so I will explain this statement later. Okay, so the meaning of this statement is like this, something like this. Now you know, if I divide 5, okay, 5 divided by 2. Okay, so what is the answer? There are 2 2's. Okay, so let's instead of 5, let's see 7 divided by 2 means 3.5. Okay, 3.5. so instead of 3.5, I like to use 3. Okay, 3 and 2 remains. Not 2, 1 remains. It means when we are looking for the when we are looking how many 2's are there for number 7, we will find there are 3 2's, because 2 times 3 equals 6 and 1 remains. Okay. So here instead of this forward slash symbol, we can use this percentage symbol. Okay. So if I use this percentage symbol, okay, it will give the remainder after a division. Okay, instead of 7 forward slash 2, I can use this one. Okay, 7 percentage 2. Okay, so here it means, so normally if divided, this is the symbol for division. Okay, so normally the answer is 3.5. Oh, instead of writing 3.5, we can write the answer like this: 3 and 1 remains. So if we use a percentage symbol, it directly gives the remainder. So here the remainder is 1. So here 1. Okay. So that's why I have used this percentage symbol to take the remainder. Okay, instead of taking the divided value, I want to take the remainder. That's why I have used this percentage symbol. In mathematics, if we use percentage symbol, especially in computing, in IT, we can use percentage symbol instead of this forward slash symbols to take the remainder after a division. Okay, not the value. Okay, not the value, to take the remainder. Okay, to take the remainder, we can use this percentage symbol instead of this forward slash. Okay, so here what I want to explain is about this percentage mark. And also now you can see this 7 is a odd number, no? So after dividing by 2, it remains 1. So let's see 6. 6 is an even number. If I divide 6 by 2, so what is the answer? 3. And how many remainders? No remainders, because 6 is divided by 2 totally. 2 can divide 6 totally. So 2 times 3 equals 6. So no remainders means 0 remainders. So 0 remains. We can simply say 0 remains. So any odd number, if we divide any odd number by 2, always 1 remains. For another example, okay, another example. Okay, let's take 9. 9 is an odd number. So let's divide 9 by 2. So what is the answer? 4. 4 times 2, 8. And 1 remains. Okay. So here 7 is odd number, 9 is odd number. When we divide odd numbers by 2, always 1 remains. Always 1 remains. So another example for even numbers. So here 6 is even. Instead of 6, let's put 8. 8 divided by 2. 4. 8 is totally divided by 2. Okay. So here 6 and 8 are even numbers. When even numbers are divided by 2, those numbers are totally divided. And in those cases, remainder value is 0. 0 remains. Now you can see. So when we divide numbers by 2, when the number is odd, in all the cases 1 remains. When the number is even, in all the cases 0 remains. So 0 remainders, the remainder value 0 means the value we divided is an even number. The remainder value 1 means the value we divided by 2 is an odd number. So if the remainder value is 1, when we divide numbers by 2, okay, when we divide numbers by 2, when after dividing the remainder is 1, when the remainder is 1, the divided value is always an odd number. If the remainder is 0, the divided value is always an even number. So keep that matter in your mind. Okay. So instead of division, if we use a percentage mark, okay, instead of division, if we use percentage mark, it always gives us this remainder value. So here the answer is 1. Okay, here the 0. So
that means when we give the percentage mark, we will only get the remainder mark.
instead of forward slash, we can use percentage mark. It means the answer is remainder. Okay, remainder value. Okay. So here, after identifying the number entered by the user, it is stored under the variable number. So we divide that number by 2 and take the remainder. Instead of forward slash, I am using percentage mark to take the remainder. After dividing the number by 2, I want the remainder. That's why I am using this percentage mark, and that remainder will be stored under the variable remainder. Okay. So we don't need these explanations here. Okay. Now we have found the remainder. Now I want to display these two statements. If remainder, if the remainder value, so the remainder value can be 0 or 1. If the odd number is divided, the remainder value will be 1. If the even number is divided, if a even number is divided, then the remainder value will be 0. So if remainder value is equal, okay, so here only we should put okay, if remainder value is equal 0, then we should output like this. Text window dot write line the number is even, because even numbers have 0 remainders. The remainder value is 0 when those numbers are divided by 2. So we can say the number you entered is So the number you entered is even. Okay. End if. And again, we can copy down this one and say, if the remainder value is 1, so there are two values, no? If it is 0, then we should say the number you entered is even. If the remainder value is 1, we should say the number you entered is odd. Okay. So here at the initially, I have used two if structures. Later, I would like to connect these two structures to a one by using else keyword. Okay. So let's do it later. Now let's try this one. Okay. So here in mathematics, okay. So in this small basic programming language, this percentage symbol is not supported. Okay, that's why we have displayed we can see this error, unexpected token percentage mark. Okay, in other programming languages, okay, this percentage mark is supported. So we can do this. So we can find this remainder like this. Okay, so here you can see math dot remainder number 2. Okay, so we are using a, instead of this one, here we are using a built-in function. It's a math function, that's why we are using math keyword, math dot remainder. Okay, so math dot remainder. So remainder of what? Number. This number should be divided by 2. After that division, if there are remainders, I want that remainder. Okay, so here this here computer is commanding to math object or math. Okay, like commanding computer commanding to text window. Here he is commanding to math. Okay, find the remainder of division of these two numbers. It means after dividing the number by 2, please find the remainder, and that remainder is stored under this variable. So I like to explain this code again. So here in the first statement, we are displaying this phrase. Okay, let's run this program. Okay, now you can see in the background also you can see. Now in the first statement, we text window right line enter number. Okay, so that statement is executing now. Now you can see there is a question, enter a number. Okay, so then normally what the user do, user will enter a number. Let's enter 8. So here I am entering 8. Okay, I think you can see that. Okay, so I press the key 8, and now I am pressing enter button. Enter. Okay, now you can see the number you entered is even. Okay, so here what happens behind the scenes? So here first of all, this phrase will be displayed. After seeing that phrase, user normally enters a number. In that example, I entered 8. Okay, so 8 should be identified now. So that's why computer is commanding to text window, read the number which has been entered by the user, that is 8. Okay, so that 8 is stored under this variable. So instead of 8, now we can use this word number to represent 8. Okay, so in this statement we are finding the remainder of this operation. What operation? Number divided by 2. Okay, so after number is divided by 2, there should be a remainder. No, it may be 0 or it may be 1. So that value is identified here and it is assigned or stored to the variable remainder. So remainder variable can store only 0 and 1. Okay, it has only two values. It may be 0, it may be 1. If the remainder value is 0, it means this number is an even number, because if we divide a even number by 2, remainder is 0. That's why we are displaying this statement. The number you entered is 0. If the number is an odd number like 11, then the remainder value should be 1. So in that case, if the remainder value is 1, display this statement. The number you entered is odd. Okay, let's run this again. Now they are asking, enter a number. So I previously enter 8. Here I like to enter 10. So 10 is a even number. We know that one. So the number you entered is even, should be displayed after this. The number you entered is even. Okay. Now let's run this again. And let's enter an odd number, 7. Now I am entering 7. 7 is a odd number. The number you entered is odd. You can see that. Okay. Okay. So now we have write these two if structures. Instead of writing two if structures, we can combine these two structures, because this remainder can hold either 0, either 1. So if it hasn't hold 0, it means it should contain 1. So instead of end if, I am putting else keyword here, and after that I will put this statement here. Okay, after that I am going to close the if structure. So now we don't need this one, so I am deleting that. Okay, so here what happens? This remainder can contain only 0 and 1. So if the value is 0, it means the divided number value is an even number. So this should be displayed. Else means opposite of this statement. It means remainder value is 1. So remainder value become 1 when the number is an odd number. So this statement should be displayed. Okay. Now I am again running this program. So here I am going to enter 10. Now you can see the number you entered is even. Again, now I am going to enter 7. It's a odd number. Now you can see that one. Number you entered is odd. Okay. This is how this program behaves.